All right. Hey, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kudash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. One is the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. It's Shalom. It's your brothers from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua with another Sunday lesson. And today we're going to go into Baruch chapter 4 because it gives us the rundown of basically everything that we go through, why we go through it, and eventually the Most High fulfilling that promise of what? Saving us from the land of our captivities. You see, as it is written. So let's get into it.
This is Baruch 4:1. The book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So these words the Most High has given us, man, these are the words of life. You see, and as Israelites, this is what we're supposed to be taking heed to. You see, people, they wonder why we're in this condition that we're in as a nation. It's because what? Our people have departed from the ways of the Most High and they refuse to return. So this is why we're in this condition. This is why you see death running rampant through our nation. It's because our people have departed from the righteous words of the Most High to follow in the ways of the heathen.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
You see, it's commanded for us to walk in the ways of the Most High, man. This is what we're supposed to, this is what we were given. This is our true culture. You see? And it does illuminate our way. It shows us how to live, man. And when we live according to the righteous ways of the Most High, life is better. Life is able to flourish when you're walking in righteousness, man. You see? You got it.
Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
And that's the spirit that the remnant is in, man. We're in the spirit of not having the heathen try to be co-heirs with us in our kingdom. You see, but you got 2/3 who will give up the blessing to try to include everyone. No, man. We're the Most High is bringing us back into a ruling class mentality, and we're cleaving unto what the Most High promised unto our forefathers, man. The inheritance that's been promised to come unto us. It's not for all nations. It's only for the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So we're not going to sit up and tell you that you're going to be brought into our covenant, that you're going to have that you're going to be equal with us in the kingdom of heaven, because that's just not the truth. You see? Yeah.
O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
Because what? The Most High is only giving this to his people. He hasn't given this to all the world. We understand what pleases the Most High because he revealed it unto his people, man. You see, let's get that real quick. Grab that. It's going to be Psalms 147.
Yep. I got one that runs right with 147 and 19. Right in Baruch 3:36, it says, He hath found out all the way of knowledge and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
That's right. It's only been given to us, man. So no, we're not going to include you outside nations, man, because it was never meant for you to have it. You got it? You got it.
Psalms 147, verse 19, and it reads, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgment unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And that's exactly it, man. Straight to the point, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has chosen a special people under heaven, man, to be his, and those are the only ones that actually know his actual will. And starting with the remnant nowadays, you know, is the prophets that you see preaching out there on the highways and hedges the correct doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. These are the ones that know what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's will is, man.
Let me get this real quick. And it's made known all throughout the scripture, man. This is Amos 3:1. It says what? All the tribes are guilty. It says what? Amos 3:1. Hear hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities, because the Most High only made a covenant with the Israelites, man. This is why we're being punished. This is why we suffer up under these conditions here in the land of our enemies, man. It's because we broke the Most High's first covenant. We transgressed that first covenant. So we fell up under the curse, according to what the Most High promised will happen if we disobey them, man. You see, these heathen ain't suffering the curses, man. They're not going through what the Most High's people is going through, because the Most High is only dealing with Israel.
But at the same time, they wish they could build with us, you know? They wish they were us. You got in Ezra, the 4th chapter, I'll start at the top. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the sons of the captivity builded the temple unto Yahweh the Most High of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek the Most High as ye do.
Hell no.
And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, the Most High. But we ourselves together will build unto Yahweh the Most High of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
And that's what it is, man. You heathen nations are not involved in what Israel is building, man. The Most High is not dealing with you. You see, he's dealing with his people and his people only, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might be in this condition right now, but according to what the Most High has promised, he's coming to save us from this, to put us back on top so we can rule over you heathen nations. Mm-hmm. You see?
I'll just finish this off. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
And that's the same thing they try to do now. See, now all of a sudden, the pagan Christians want to go into the scriptures and try to break it down, man. You see, trying to refute the doctrine of the Most High. You see? Talking about topics you've never ever heard them go into until we started bringing up. You know,
hired counselors, just like we read. You know, like guys like sorry as Vocab Malone. You know, Vocab No Class Malone. Like the brother said, bringing up things that they never talked about. They never talked about anything when it came to the truth. Now they have a little bit of understanding because they've been watching the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
They're trying to break down who Esau is.
Yeah, they never even told us who Esau was when we were in the. They never even brought up the name Esau when we were in the Christian church.
Exactly.
The only time they would brought it up was because they was to try to say that Jacob stole the birthright from Esau.
Yeah, see. And when I went to church back in the day, I never heard that name Esau. I never even heard the word Edomite. You know.
It was scriptures that I heard the apostles bring out. I didn't even know it was in the Bible because they don't teach the Bible in church.
No.
You see?
They keep you away from the history.
That's why they say
from everything.
That's why they say
they start at the New Testament. Matthew.
You hold it on more?
No.
They
don't even want to go into the Apocrypha.
God, what you got over there, Kayo?
I got Romans 8 verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, and that's the heathen. The heathen are carnally minded. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh and against the Son Yahushai, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, neither indeed can be. You know, so the heathen ain't got no hope because they're carnally minded. It ain't for them, you know.
Yeah, and that's going in the 2/3 too. That's why they're enemies to the Most High right now, because they carnally minded. They're thinking, like you say, they're thinking like the heathen.
They take on the ways of the heathen.
God, you holding your coffee? We'll come to you on one.
It's going to the last paragraph, but this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For you, Israel, are a people holy to the Lord your power. The Lord your power has chosen you out of all the people of the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession.
There it is. It says what it
You
says.
have to break that down. What you got more?
This is Isaiah 40
Huh?
and verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
So there's not a sacrifice big enough that you can make to the Most High, talking to you heathen, to make him accept you as his people. You can't make enough sacrifices, man, because you are nothing to the Most High. And that's just the truth of the matter. So like we
And what Zerubbabel said, ye have nothing to do with us.
that we read in Baruch, we're not giving what's profitable unto us to you heathen, man, because it's not for you. Let's get back into that Baruch. Get a few more verses. You want to go back?
So Baruch 4 and 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
See that, and that's talking about the remnant. You see Yahweh in this condition right now, but it says what? Be of good cheer, because it's not going to be like this always. Like that gospel song "Trouble Don't Last Always." It ain't gonna be forever, man. It's only for a moment. You see, because according to what the Most High has in store for His people, it pertains to what? Us being saved from captivity, us going back into our land, and us ruling the earth in righteousness, man. This is the vision the Most High has for His people. This is what it's going to be. So that lets us know that what we're going through now is only for a short while, man, and it's going to be ended very soon. Okay.
Verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath.
So
Ye were delivered unto the enemy.
So our people got all these questions of why we go through what we go through, why our children ain't safe, why we got all these damn diseases, why we live in these crime infested neighborhoods, rodent infested neighborhoods, so forth and so on. It's because of what? You moved the Most High to wrath by worshiping idols and following in the ways of the heathen. This is why you were sold unto the enemies. This is why every captivity we've gone into is because of what? Disobedience. This land was stolen from the northern kingdom by Cristobal Colon and his goons because of what? Their disobedience. That's why mass genocide happened to the northern kingdom, man, so-called Hispanics and Native Americans and Seminole Indians.
Yeah.
These things happened because of our disobedience, man. We was on them fucking slave ships, chained, shitting on each other, throwing up on each other, pissing on each other. A lot of us not even making it a tour to cross the fucking ocean. You see? We suffered all that as a people because of what? Disobedience.
Punishment.
Families all fucked up. Our people are out of their fucking minds because of what? These are the curses that we suffer for our disobedience, man. But it won't be this way forever. And the Most High continues to reassure us of this all throughout the scriptures, man.
Yep.
Let's keep going.
7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion.
So and that's done through who? The prophets. The Most High always sends the prophets before He sends the judgment to tell you that so you can have a chance to get your act together. But what do our people do every time the prophets come on the scene? They ignore it. They disobey it. The Most High say what? They're not going to hear you because they don't even want to listen to me.
Yep.
You see?
And they're brought up in captivity, so their mind is seared like a hot iron on all these bullshit doctrines that they've been taught here in their captivity.
True. And they love to have it so, because I know when we heard this, man, we felt good.
It's an astonishment. When we teach, that's how Yahweh Shai, when he taught the doctrine, the true doctrine, it should be astonishing. That's why no one's astonished in these Christian churches, these other pagan churches, But when they hear what we're saying, the people get astonished because they can't believe what they're hearing.
Because when we heard this, man, it answered all the questions that we had.
It made sense.
All the questions that we had growing up here in captivity and not understanding why we was going through what we was going through. The Most High, He answered all the questions, man. And now we're on the path to do what? We're on the path to receive the kingdom, man. But it first begins with what? Fearing the Lord and walking in obedience. You see? Making sacrifice, man. Putting ourselves on the back burner, becoming selfless, to go out here and do the will of the Most High. And that's to do what? Confess this word, man. To teach the remnant of Israel. and condemn everyone else. You see? Let's do another round of precepts. Who on?
Yeah, I got
What you got?
yeah, Micah 7:9.
Good.
All right, book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
And that's what it is, man. We had to fucking acknowledge our offense and deal with our punishment, man. Because we sinned against the Most High. We're not here pointing the finger trying to blame anyone. We're pointing the finger at us. We're in this condition. We're in this in these circumstances because of our disobedience, man. You see, but the remnant is in the spirit to do what? Turn back and repent and do what the Most High says to do as best as we can. Are we perfect in that? No, but we fucking try. We don't give up. You see, we don't try to make excuses not to serve the Lord, man. We're gonna go out here and do what the Most High has created us to do every time. Hey, every time the Spirit hits us. You see,
Yeah.
this is our what do you call it? Our reasonable service. You see,
Romans 12:2.
yep.
Yep.
Oh, now you holding?
I
Not
got
good.
What y'all holding over there?
You want your call?
Yeah, whatever y'all got.
Go your call.
All right, this is Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of power is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. That's the Gentiles, the 2/3, the Israelites who the 2/3 that are stuck in sin, and of this world, this beast system that they follow.
We punished. Everybody gonna have to receive a judgment, man. And the remnant is determined to escape the judgment, man. You see, because we understand what the Most High is bringing. So we're doing everything that we possibly can through the Holy Spirit to be pleasing unto the Lord, man. Like I said, we don't get it right all the time. We fuck up, but we're trying, man. We put forth an effort. That's the difference between us and them. You already call y'all?
Yeah, Romans 8, verse 18. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. For all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when Yahweh, through his son Yahushai, will reveal who his sons really are. Against its will, all creation was subject to God's curse, but with eager hope, the creation looks forward to the day when it will join Yahweh's children through his son Yahushai in glorious freedom from death and decay." So even though we're suffering right now, we're gonna have a great reward for what we go through now. Even those 2/3 that are gonna learn it by pain, and they're gonna get a reward at the end of the day by being born through the elect.
That's right. So when we go into the scriptures, man, it lays it out plainly. Yeah, I'm punishing you. Yeah, you're going through this. I know you're suffering. I know you're sick of it. But hey, y'all about to disappoint yourselves. But no one understand. I'm going to take you from this condition when it's all said and done. Because this is the expected end I have of you. Then he goes on to explain the kingdom of heaven and all the riches and all the glory, everything being put back in order as he intended to be from the beginning. You
Yeah, I got one. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 40 again. In Isaiah 40 and verse 2. Matter of fact, start at verse 1. You can start at verse 1.
I know.
Comfort ye, my people, save your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry to her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she hath received of the Lord Yahweh's hand double for all her sins.
That's what we got. We had to drink of that full cup. And now the Most High sent the prophets back in the scene. All right, we'll let them know it's going to be okay. I'm coming to save y'all from this condition. You see, y'all suffered enough. I think you learned your lesson. You know what I'm saying? And now we about to go into glory, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I was just complaining before you stopped. Like, bro, I'm sick of this, bro. I'm sick of this shit, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
boy,
that's why
this shit.
the scriptures is referred to as the comforter,
Boy,
because if these words that we speak they're gonna comfort the elect.
I'm sick of this shit, boy.
Got me.
I was just complaining before we even started, boy. I'm sick of Babylon the Great, boy. I'm sick of this shit. But we confident knowing and understanding that, man, it's gonna go up from here, So let's get back in Baruch.
God. The Most High had brought me upon me great mourning, for I saw the captivity of my sons and the daughters which the everlasting brought upon them.
Yep, the whole entire nation went into slavery. Go ahead.
With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning.
Mhm.
Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my sons am left desolate.
And this is why our land is in the condition that it's in now. It's a cursed land. You see? Those people who are dwelling there now, man, they're not experiencing the fullness of the land. You see? That land is dried out. It can't nothing grow there. That's not how the Most High said the land would be when his people go back. He said he's gonna make it even better than the first time he made it. That ain't happened yet. You see? And it's all because of what? Our land is being punished for our past transgressions, man. Man, Most High curse the land.
God.
Go ahead. The land of milk and honey.
What was that? Were you met at the mountains? Or was it the trees?
Oh yeah, that's when
That's
that's going to the destruction of America.
God.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right now, that land not bearing anything because the true people is there, and it's actually it goes into the land not bearing yielding its fruits towards Esau as well.
Yeah,
God.
you got it.
Because they departed from the law of the Most High.
That's the answer. Why do we go through this? Because we departed from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We departed from our culture, take on the culture of the heathen nations, man.
God.
Something that the Most High told us to do before we even went into the land.
Yep.
He told us that the reason these fucking Hamites are getting thrown out of the land is because of their wickedness. Don't go in here doing the same shit they did. I'm gonna punish you just like I'm punishing them.
God.
And what did they go and do? The same fucking thing the Hamites was doing.
Yeah, he got so pissed off at us that he hid his face from the nation, you know.
And
And this is what we're doing now, reintroducing, you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because the 2/3 they're so stuck on stupid that they ain't go there. That space is still hidden from them, you know. Even when we break it down for them.
And a lot of the heathen nations we completely whoop our ass up and down the earth. You see, this is why we go through what we go through, man, because we departed from the righteous way. You got it.
Verse 13. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness.
Mhm.
Let them that dwell about Sion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, with the everlasting hath brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverenced old man nor pitied child.
It's the fucking Edomites, man. It tells you that in Isaiah 47 that you had no pity on the Greta River. You know what I'm talking
And
about?
then it curses in Deuteronomy 28.
Yep.
A man, you know, that nation from far was going to come swiftly as an eagle. You're not going to understand his language. You're not going to understand his tongue, because when the so-called white man got to the Americas, you know, the so-called Indians, you know, Gad, Reuben, they didn't speak the Spanish language or the English language or the French language of the people that came in that Yahweh sent to conquer us. You know.
Probably that deep. Let me get this real quick. Isaiah 47:6, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And he allowed, and the worst captivities we've been in has been up under who? Esau, man. With America topping the fucking list. You see? They don't have pity on man, woman, or child, man. You can go back in some of the accounts that they was doing into our people, stealing our baby, kidnapping our babies, using them as gator bait. You see? All type of shit they was doing, man.
Earlier, at least under the Persian captivity, Cyprus, he allowed us to build our temple.
Yep.
We're right now building a spiritual temple, which Esau is trying to hinder, you know?
Yep.
So Esau is the most wicked of all the captivities we've been in.
That's why he's known as the border of wickedness.
God.
Ezekiel 35:5.
Mhm.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Yep.
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And that's what's about to come upon the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, man. A great judgment and punishment for what you've done unto the Most High's people. You see, because you motherfuckers never paid, but that time, that day of reckoning is coming. You see,
It goes all the way back to Cain,
according to what's written, man.
you know, that perpetual hatred.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Because what you were talking about right now, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle's feet. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
And that's what we suffer up under these Edomites, man. You see, that motherfucker show no mercy to nobody.
It shows you that it was a calculated move by Esau because he had those yokes of iron on our necks for how long? 500 years was it? And where they were like, "Hey, all right, these niggas, these niggas and Latinos, they don't know who they are anymore. You can take those yokes off their neck now, you know."
Oh, we got the yoke of working a fucking job and being subject to payments on us now.
Kind
You
of.
know,
They got a quick point. You know, in Ezekiel 35, it says, you know, they haven't hated blood. That's because the Lord designed them that way. You know what I'm saying? The Lord designed them Edomites to be that way, to punish us.
Yep. Because he's what? The Most High sword. You know?
Yep.
And everything they're doing is all by design by Yahweh Shem Shai.
Yep. As what? Punishment for disobedience.
Yep.
We got the answers now, man. We understand why they're the way they are.
So we know it's not even them that's in control of themselves. It's
It's the
Yahweh Shem Shai controlling them to do what they're doing.
But the Most High tells you that if you do good, you don't have to worry about,
about
these motherfuckers putting their foot in your ass. You see?
What's that scripture?
He even likes his meat bloody, man, when he eats, you know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Esau's all about the blood.
Yeah.
What do they do? The elites, they allegedly, you know, be doing this, drinking the blood of the child, you know.
Good Lord.
Is
Esau's a sick bastard.
for the one you got right now, for what the brother says, Proverbs 16:7. When a man's way pleases Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
That's why you don't see us getting shot in the ass by the police, because we conduct ourselves according to what the Most High told us to do. You see, while you niggas out here just running around with fucking shiesty masks, gonna wonder why y'all getting fucking blown away every damn day. It's because what? You're being disobedient, and the Most High's allowing these swords in the form of Esau take your ass up off the planet, man. You see, because your ways are not pleasing unto the Most High. What y'all holding over there?
And the sword of Esau is not just a person in the government, man. It could be even a civilian Edomite, man.
They'll take your ass up off the planet too.
Yup.
You see, a couple years ago, that jet was jogging, and a fucking Edomite rolled up on his ass and blew his ass away.
Yeah. And they're waiting for an opportunity to use their guns. You know, Esau loves that shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a gun, you get a certain spirit on you, man. You want to use it. You know.
I wish a motherfucker would spirit. I wish a motherfucker would try me down.
That's what they
Trigger
do.
finger.
Yeah, trigger. I know. Goddamn Yosemite Sam spirit. What y'all holding over there?
I got Romans 9, verse 31. I'm going to read it in the NLT. But the people of Israel who tried so hard to get right with Yahweh by keeping the law never succeeded. Why not? Because they were trying to get right with Yahweh by keeping the law instead of by trusting in him. They stumbled over the great rock in their path, which that great rock is Yahweh Shai. And it, because those 2/3, they're still stuck on Esau's lies. And I just got another scripture dealing with Esau, because you were talking about how Esau had part in this. In First Maccabees chapter 1, this is dealing with Antiochus the Greek. It says he took also the silver and the gold, which that's why we're even poor today, because they took our wealth from us, and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which we had in the temple, which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were. So once again, the 2/3, they stumble over Yahushai. And the heathen, they pretty much started with Esau. They always wanted our blood, you know. They wanted to take our goods and pretty much murder us. You know?
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So, and Esau's being revealed now in this time and age. You know, you got all these videos come out, what he's trying to do. Like he's got that movie, the children. What's that movie? The trafficking.
Yeah.
Song of Freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new movie.
Did you see Trump? What he said with that movie?
Nah.
He said, if I'm put back in office, I will kill man, woman, child, anyone that is participating in human trafficking.
Just spitting in what?
Human traffic.
Oh, did you just see that video that out there in London with that trailer, semi-trailer, with all those children coming off that trailer that they were trafficking?
Hell, should been exposed, man. But this is the time we're living in.
Yep.
This is what will happen before the end comes. Esau will be exposed for all the wickedness. Let's get back into
This is Baruch 4:16. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies.
There it is. That's the reassurance, man. That's the comfort. That yeah, we're in the hands of our enemies right now. You see, downtrodden and oppressed. You see? But the one who did this to us, the Almighty Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, he's going to take us from this condition, man. And it's something he's promised throughout all the prophets, man. You see? And it will be done. Go ahead, bro.
Go your way, O my sons, go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon my sackcloth of prayer, of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. And that's the spirit the elect are in, you know. Be of good cheer, O my sons, cry unto Yahweh, and he shall deliver you from the power of the hand of the enemies.
And this is the spirit that the remnant will be in, man. Sighing and crying for all the abominations done in the midst thereof, and the Most High is going to send Yahweh Shah back to save us, man. Lord, wouldn't we be a part of that? No. You see, this is what the Bible goes into, man. It's all about the final salvation of who? The Most High's people, beginning with the remnant. This is going to be the last time we ever go into captivity, man. This is going to be the last time we'll ever be in this condition. Because once Yahweh Shah comes, man, we're going to be changed into our final form. You see, completely righteous, immortal gods on the earth, man. You see? To run and govern this earth in the way of righteousness forevermore. That's the end of the story. You see? You got it.
Verse 21. Be of good cheer, O my sons, cry unto Yahweh, and he shall deliver you from the power of the hand of the enemies. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you. And joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior.
And the mercy has begun, man. It began when Yahweh Shah came on the scene 2,000 years ago to seal that second covenant with his blood, man. And now we're in the last days being reawakened through the Holy Spirit, you see, in preparation for salvation, man. In preparation to be tied fully back unto the Most High through Yahweh Shah. This is what this book goes into, man. Not this BS that the pagan Christian church has been propagating for all these centuries, man. This book is about the salvation of the Most High's people, man, once and for all. The final salvation, man. You see? What?
All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 44, and verse 5. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is what the scriptures are talking about, man. Us overtaking our enemies through the power and spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Ultimately, him having mercy on his chosen people, man. You know, and we're in the process of that happening right now. The remnant turning back to the Lord, crying and sighing. It's gonna cause him to put his foot up our enemy's ass, man, and free us, man.
What? You go to know?
God. I got 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 36. If they sin against thee, for there is no man which sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them over before their enemies, and they carry them away captives into a land far or near, if they bethink themselves in the land whither they are carried captives, and turn and pray unto thee in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have done amiss, and have dealt wickedly. If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their captivity, whither they have carried them captives, and pray towards their land which thou gavest unto their fathers, and towards the city which thou hast chosen, and towards the house which I have built for thy name, then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, their prayer and their supplications, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people which have sinned against thee.
And that's a prayer King Solomon prayed, man. And the Most High is answering that prayer. This is why you see the remnant being awakened in the last days. This is why you see us we're praying to the east, and things is happening, man. Prophecies are coming to pass right on time. The elect is the more and more the elect is being sealed every day. All these things are happening. And it all goes back to a promise the Most High made, man, that he is going to fulfill. You see, he is coming to save his people. Y'all hold it?
Yeah, I got Isaiah 59, verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh.
God.
As
And
for
only
me,
the,
go ahead,
and
brother.
only the remnant is doing that. Only the remnant is turning away. Well, believing in Yahweh Shai, man, believing in the true doctrine. You see? And if we continue on in that spirit, Yahweh Shai is coming to redeem us, man. We'll be taken up into that chariot. Whoo! Nobody. Oh, man. Y'all got it.
As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever. I got one more. Romans 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them that which are in Hamashiach Yahushai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushai had made me free from the law of sin and death. So us repenting makes us free from that through Yahushai, obviously, through Yahushai's sacrifice. And our actions are our faith in Yahushai.
Romans chapter 13, verse 4. For he is the minister of power to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of power, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So Most High has all control of governments and everything in this world. So he'll send that minister to bring that sword against you, and it won't be in vain.
And you know how it says you don't lift the sword up in vain?
Mm-hmm.
Kings, I was studying kings, in the past. When a king, the reason why a king would make so much study, because when he moves, people die. Whether it's peasants, whether it's another army, whether it's the enemies to the kingdom or to the king. When a king makes a judgment, people lose their life. They lose. So he would, how they say in construction, you measure multiple times, but you cut once. That's what the Lord's doing. He's being patient, long suffering, and he's measuring all the Israelites. Are you the elect? Which we're all gonna, the hopeful elect are gonna meet that standard of Yahushai, which is prescribed. But then the rest, he's gonna put them to death.
Fine, yeah. He has all power.
Right. Just like
Right.
you with demolition, say you want to build onto your house or build out, you would have to cause demolition, cause damage first to actually then to rebuild. So that's that 2/3. They're gonna be destroyed. They're rotten. The mold is in them, and the Lord's just gonna chop them off and replace them.
Yeah.
God, and bring them back through the elect.
Yeah.
This is verse Baruch 4:23. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever.
So this is a promise that was made, man. That we are going to go back into the land that the Most High gave unto our fathers because it belongs to us for an everlasting possession, man. You see, we are going back to that land, man. And when we go back, we're gonna be upgraded. You see? When we finally go home, we're gonna go back as gods, man. Go ahead, bro.
Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from the Most High, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting.
So the entire world has seen us go into captivity, man. They witnessed that. They all partook in it. And they are going to see the salvation when the Lord Yahweh shall return. It's going to be a worldwide event, man. They're going to witness the elect of Israel be beamed up into a gigantic chariot, man.
Tells you in Wisdom of Solomon 5:2 that they're going to witness the strangeness of our salvation. It's going to be strange for them to see so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans going up in those chariots, man.
That because that bullshit rapture doctrine, because they tell you the Lord's going to come in the middle of the night to steal away the true believers. No, man. The world is going to witness the second coming of the Lord Yahweh Shai, and they're going to witness the salvation of the Israelites for the glorification of the Most High. Ain't going to be something you sneaking. People clothes going to be laying on the ground. No, man.
The Lord's going to make sure everybody sees it,
because it's all about Him receiving that glory, man.
Yeah.
Can I get a step up? Because this is in Egypt, Exodus 8:19. And what it was the plagues were so heavy on Egypt. Then the magicians, which were the witches, said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had said. But this was actually the actual heathen coming to Pharaoh, his own people, saying, this is the hand of God. That's how bad it's going to get out here, that even the atheists, Edomite is going to know that they're not going to be able to deny it. They're going to have to declare, man, this is the judgment of God,
They'll have to consider it.
Yeah.
Because there going to be no other answer.
Just like that tornado that hit the jab place, and destroyed all them jabs. Mm-hmm. That's actually called an act of God.
Yep. Yes, you good?
Okay.
Good.
This is verse 25. My sons, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but surely thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
So that's more good news. That these nations that have done these things unto us, man, the Most High is going to allow us to witness the judgment that's going to come upon them, man.
Yeah.
You see? Because it tells us what? Only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Yep. And again, these are comforting words to the elect.
Hell yeah.
The wicked peace right now, because I don't know if you brothers saw that video, but with Alex Jones, and he had that David Icke on, and they were actually reporting that actual elites, like name people that that are elite, they said these people are being tormented by demons. They're reporting that demons are showing up in their cars while they're driving.
Apparitions.
Yeah, so they're already being tormented. And he said there are people that never believed in God, but now they're being tormented, and they're like, there has to be a God. There's demons around me, But it was on Alex Jones' channel that they were revealing this shit, And it's not shit. It's prophecies being fulfilled. But, it's just the American lingo that we grew up with that I said that,
Verse 26. My delicate ones have gone through ways. Oh, I'm sorry. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my sons, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall remember him, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
And that's what's happening. This is why the reason we're waking up is because we're being remembered of the Most High. You see, he's bringing us forward and fulfilling these prophecies so we can be taken from this condition, man. Everything the Most High has spoken it has come to pass. It will come to pass.
Oh, and the apostle, I was listening to the apostle Gabar today, and he was speaking on in the kingdom. These works that we're doing now are going to be written of in the kingdom.
That's right.
Spoken about, you know.
We're gonna be famous.
They talking about us. You guys was going to camp. You guys knew this back then, you know.
We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
Our spirits are quickened, you know, before the 2/3, the heathen, you know.
The name of the remnant, the name of the men of the Lord is gonna ring bells from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe. We gonna, because these niggas they doing all manner of wickedness for clout, temporary clout on this side, but we gonna have it all throughout the galaxy.
Yep.
When we show up, they gonna be like, oh, that's one of Yahweh Shai's men. That's one of Yahweh Shai. Hey man, you heard that story about that time when they was in Babylon and they was, bro, we gonna be famous, man.
We're gonna have books written, and you what were you talking about? You were talking about songs. Remember yesterday you were talking about songs, like, oh, we're gonna have our own songs.
Yeah.
There is gonna be songs of the elect, man.
Songs written, odes written for the elect men. You know, it's going down, man.
Be off the chisel.
We gonna be on a different level in the kingdom, and that's what the Most High promises, man. We went through this low point as a nation, so we can be brought to a high point, so the Most High can be glorified.
Babylon, but we're gonna be built right back up.
That's right.
Through this truth, man.
Yep. Yeah.
This is verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
So how do we do this? We do it as the leaders of our nation, as the men. We learn it from our apostles and elders, and we take what we've learned and we go on the highways and byways and we teach ourselves, man. This is how we seek after the Lord, man. You see? Picking up the mantle, doing what he commanded us to do so his will can be done. You see, being obedient to the Most High's will. And that's what are we doing? Confessing, man. Putting the world on notice of what the Most High is about to do. Telling the world what the Most High's will is, man. You see? This is what we're commanded to do as men of Israel.
Verse 29. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
Look at that. You see? So these are comforting words, man. This is the good news that we bring to the remnant. Yeah, we're in this condition now, but the Most High promised that he was going to what? Bring us into an expected end. Because he has thoughts of peace toward us and not of evil. He ain't going to keep us in this condition forever, man. He's about to glorify us. We're going to have the entire earth in the palm of our hands, literally, man. We're going to have access to the furthest reaches of the universe.
God, like you said, hey, we're going to be gods, you know.
We're going to be gods. We're going to be immortal, bro. That's the Most High's plan for his people.
And the power, you know.
It's going to turn us into
God.
God.
God means power. We're going to have so much power, you know. Of course, there's order in the kingdom.
Yeah.
We're going to have great power, just like, you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
It's gonna be on a different level, man. This is what the Most High promised to bring us into, and it will be done. Give a damn about what you heathen got to say about it, how you feel about it. You see, it will happen, just like everything else the Most High said has come to pass. This will as well.
I got a quick one. Acts 5:39. It says, "But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it, lest happily you be found even to fight against God."
And that's what's happening with you heathen, man. You're not slowing down the momentum of prophecy, man. She's gonna steamroll you. Because at the end of the day, the only word that holds any weight on this planet is the word of the Most High. The Most High don't give a damn about you trying to fulfill a new world order. That shit is gonna fall through because what? The Most High said it would.
Yep.
Because the next government to rule the earth in entirety will be the nation of Israel, man. We're gonna come into that blessing that our forefather Jacob received from our forefather Isaac, man. You see? Having everything in our control. That's what was promised, and that's what's going to be fulfilled. You know?
Yes, the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, and verse 17. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushua, all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectations shall not be cut off.
What?
So yeah, man, we don't envy these nations and these heathens and what they got. Their blessing is temporary. We got something eternal. We're gonna have the entire earth, in true sovereignty, man, and freedom. So stay in the fear of the Lord, man. Do what the Lord commands you to do. We're going to inherit the promise, man. He says, our expectations shall not be cut off, man. So yeah.
God.
Who got some?
I got a quick one. The brother was saying how Esau, he's trying to plan out his new world order agenda, but like we always tell you, this is all the Lord. It's all His works, even on the left hand side, right? 2 Corinthians 13:8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So even Esau, he's trying to go against this truth, but he's just falling right into the prophecy,
Hey, at least happy be found to fight against the Most High. And you're going to lose, man.
God.
Because the only thing that's going to stand is the vision of the Lord, man.
God.
And the end of his vision entails what? His people ruling in righteousness from the land he gave unto their forefathers, from the Nile River to the Euphrates River. We're going to control the universe, man.
A perfect example is his MOTB. He thinks he's doing something for his enterprise, but it's already been written what that is and how that's going to come about. And it's not that enterprise ain't going to be fulfilled.
Isaiah 46:10, it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
There it is. There it is. Also tells you that his word don't go out void. If he said it, he's going to do it. Numbers 23:19 tells you the Most High spoke it, it's going to come to pass. You see? The grass withers, you see? But the word of the Most High stands what? Forever, man. This is what we're letting you know. We're giving you the heads up before it even happens. You got one?
No, that was it.
Y'all got some over there? Y'all good?
Yeah, I got one. It's Luke 18, verse 7. And shall not Yahweh through his son Yahushai avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them, which the Lord's going to avenge us by destroying this place.
That's right.
Yeah, why wouldn't he avenge his elect? He's not going to just leave us in this bitter state of what we're living here.
If it was up to the heathen, we would. But good thing it's not up to the heathen.
That's it.
You call?
Proverbs 12, verse 19, truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
Esau is a lying tongue. His kingdom's but for a moment. But the elect, which we're telling the truth, our kingdom is gonna last forever.
That's right. And it's according to what? It's according to the Most High's will, man. You got it.
Can I do one?
What you got?
Go ahead.
It says, this is Tobit, chapter 13. I'll start at verse 1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, blessed be the power that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doeth scourge and have mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bring it up again. Neither is there any that could avoid his hand. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. There declare his greatness and extol him before.
I can say something because what you're reading right there, he's telling you what he did. He allowed us to sin and send us off into these different nations for captivity to serve it out. But he really had a greater plan for us to prophesy who we are of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai's deliverance for us. And that's a reward, right? It says that there's a reward for us who diligently seek him when he returns. So we're like out there, hey, we are the Hebrew Israelites. This is our reward. We're getting a reward. And Esau's mad because he's at the end of his power. He's done. He's done all he could do. You know, that's why they're gonna come down with great violence because they're bitter. We're out there. Hey, call out Yabashim Yashai. We're the Israelites, all happy and everything, and everything around them is crumbling. So that's why there's that conflict, you know.
And that verse cuts that pagan Christian hell doctrine, showing you that hell is it's a condition, it's a state of mind, you know. This is our hell right now, you know. This is a verse. I got a little bit more. Verse 4, it says, "There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living."
And that's what we're doing. We letting the world know what the will of our Father is, what's going to be done. You see? We're making Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai known to the world, man.
For he is our Lord, and he is our God, our Father forever,
Mhm.
and he will scourge us for our iniquities, and will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations among whom he has scattered us.
That's right.
If you turn to him with your whole heart and with your whole mind, and deal uprightly before him, then will he turn unto you, and will not hide his face from you. Therefore see what he will do with you, and confess him with your whole mouth, and praise Yahweh of might, and extol the everlasting King. In the land of my captivity do I praise him, and declare his might and majesty to a sinful nation. O ye sinners, turn and do justice before him. Who could tell if he will accept you and have mercy on you?
And that's what we're doing, man. Uplifting Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in the land of our captivity, confessing his holy name, letting the world know what his will is. You see? We're doing this because we're the Israelites, man. We're his people. This is what he said his people will be doing in the last days.
Yep.
They wouldn't be back in the land yet. They gotta wait for the Messiah to come and save them. So the Most High can get the glorification. You see? Going no more?
Yeah.
What you got?
So this is book of Exodus chapter 2, and I'm started verse 23. It says, "And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of the bondage. And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And the Most High looked upon the children of Israel, and the Most High had respect unto them."
Right.
And that word respect goes into looking back, you know, and that's what he's doing right now in these last days. We're crying because of the bondage in spiritual Egypt, you know, amending our ways, trying to walk to the best of our abilities in his ways, and he's looking back at us right now, man.
God, I never thought of that, because it's like if you think about that etymology, going back, spectacle, like, you know, eyes. That makes sense. Never knew that. Huh?
Yeah.
Still going?
No, let's see.
Oh, okay. This is Baruch 4 and 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall.
So it's a wrap for you fucking heathen, man. You see? And the Most High is about to bring great misery upon all the heathen nations, especially here in the land of America. You see, because you have to be punished for what you've done to the Most High's people.
And this place is miserable. All the people you can see in their spirits that there's not a lot of happy people here in Babylon right now. You know, yeah, I keep seeing these things on the internet, like YouTube or whatever, little shorts where these women are having birthday parties for their kids, and nobody shows up and shit to the parties. You know, this is the state of this nation. You know, gone.
It's about this next coming week. People, you know, they don't keep up with the information, but the Yellow Trucking, one of the biggest trucking companies, is shutting down Monday because they pretty much robbed all the employees of their pensions. They refused to pay $50 million in pensions to the employees. So the employees, which are union, they're going on a strike, and the company said instead of paying it, they're just gonna shut down, go bankrupt, right? And that's like one of the biggest trucking companies, and they said all them truckers are done, right?
Have a
But
big
with that,
effect.
UPS, they got them going. So like you said, everybody's bitter right now, and it's only gonna get worse because shortages are gonna get real bad coming this winter.
Verse 32. Miserable are the cities which thy sons served.
God.
Miserable is she that received thy sons.
And that's talking about Babylon the Great, man. You see, because great judgment and punishment is about to be brought upon this place for what's been done to the Israelites here, man. You see?
For as she rejoiced at thy ruin
Mm-hmm.
and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
Yep, because this place is going to collapse. America's going to become a third world country, man. You see? It's going to be all hell breaking loose in the streets, complete chaos, and the Most High is doing this for what? To punish this place for what has been done unto his people. You haven't gotten away with all the blood that's been, all the Israelite blood that's been shed here. You don't think you have to pay for it? You have to pay for it, man. That's why the Most High is going to collapse this place. You know what I'm saying? The sword, famine, death, and destruction, and to the land. You see? There's going to be the Most High's vengeance upon America, man.
Yeah, we know this is talking about America because we just read that as she rejoiced at thy ruin. And this is a quick precept going into that. Psalm 137:7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. And those Edomites was happy when the destruction of Jerusalem was, under siege, So this is paybacks,
Yep. Y'all holding?
Yeah, I got one. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And the pride it's talked about is the elite, that ruling class. And then that pride, America is one of the most proudest countries. They have rights. That's something that's taught to the American people. You have rights, and there is no other nation that proud that believe they have rights, and that's what's going to cause these people to become even more violent because they think they have the right to do these things, which it's going to tell you in the next verse. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And what nation has the gun? It's America. America, they're known for having guns. It says spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, it's all coming. Coming to a city near you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Your call
Go ahead, Cole.
This is Jude chapter 1 verse 7, and Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Right. And that's the same fate. That's the same fate that awaits America, man. You see destruction by way of nuclear fire. As a what? As the judgment and punishment from the Most High for what's been done unto Israel, man.
right.
See?
And I'm sorry, brother. There's a military document which is called the meeting at the Iron Mountain, which is in Colorado, and the government literally got all these scientists and brainstormed and said, what's the best way to do this? Literally, they mapped it out how they're gonna nuke America, and they planned it out by polluting. That's why you're seeing train derailments. That's why you're seeing all these things because they're gonna allow America to get so bad to where the rest of the world, and this is all planned by Yahweh Shem Shai, but it's gonna get so bad here that the rest of the world is gonna say nuke that. They're gonna beg for the destruction of America because America is just gonna become such a shithole. Right? It was a beautiful woman. Remember, at one time, a beautiful woman. Now it's a whore. It's
America the beautiful.
Yeah, they're gonna beg for this place to be destroyed, man.
Yep.
But you could read that up. I mean, you could look it up. It's an actual fucking document the government published that they intend to do these things so that they could nuke America. And who put it in their hearts to do it? It's Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Uh,
I got Isaiah 14 and verse 10. It's talking about the nations. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
talking about when Esau's taking out that power seat, man, that he's going to be put back in his base position, as the basest man on the earth. And the nations are going to realize this man really had no power, man. Everything that was given unto him was given unto him from the Most High. And now it's being taken away to make room for Israel to make room for Israel to rule in the earth, to receive our blessing now, our everlasting blessing. You see, Esau shit was just temporary. It has an expiration date, and that day is fastly approaching.
That's it.
This is Baruch 4 and 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
So it says what? That they should not. Let me see if I can find that real quick. The mirth of the land is gonna be gone. Because people just walking around in the earth as if nothing we're saying is coming to pass, and this is just gonna get worse day by day, man. Let me see. Yep. It says what? Let's get verse 7. It says, the mirth, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with the song, and strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink. You see, and that's what's about to happen, man. You see, and it's all a punishment. It goes on to say, verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man can come in. This is the condition that the Most High is about to bring America into. Why? For what they have done unto his sons and daughters. But it goes on to say, verse 11, there's a cry for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. You see that? Punishment from the Lord, man. Everybody just in the earth, well, here in America, just living it up. You see? That day is going to come where, hey, ain't going to be no more going to the clubs or going to the bars or ripping and running up and down the streets just because you want to, man. You see? All this shit is going to be put to a halt.
This is verse Baruch 4 and 35. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
That's what we're doing, man. You see, this is what we began prepared for, to go home. We're not going to be stuck in America forever, man. This place has an expiration date. It's going to be destroyed. Or Yahweh is going to say the elect, then this place is going to be destroyed. And once we come down out of heaven, man, we're going to go back into our land. You see? And we're going to have you heathen build it up. And we're going to live in complete righteousness forevermore, man. This is how the Most High has laid this thing out to play, laid it out. And this is how it's going to play out, man. You see? This is it. Ain't nothing else to say. There's no other. This is the only vision, man. And it's been this way from the beginning. Y'all say anything else?
Now, let me bring this out right away. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 35. I'll start verse 34. It says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had devoured me. He had crushed me. He had made me an empty vessel. He had swallowed me up like a dragon. he hath filled his belly with my delicates, and has cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea, shall Jerusalem say. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her seas and make her springs dry. And Babylon should become heaps and a dwelling places for dragons, and an astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant.
And that's the end result of America once this destruction happens, man. You see? The Most High is going to turn this land into a complete desolation. And no one will ever inhabit this land again. This is the punishment that has been ordained to come upon America, man. And you don't have to believe it. It's still going to happen. You see?
No matter how many green plants you have growing outside your yard, man.
All that shit going to be burned up. That shit going to be burned the fuck up. Y'all holding over there?
But I was gonna say, you know, even in martial law, they don't let you come out the house. So it don't matter if you have a garden anyway. And if you ever seen back in the past of these things happening, they don't want you to be at home or together with your family. They're gonna divide the family, put males with males, females with females, children with the government, and you're gonna be put in a FEMA camp. There's actually nothing that can save you but Yahweh Shai. You know?
Y'all good? I'll close it up. Hey, man. So, Lord willing, that was edifying to. Yes, or you good? No. All right. So, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect, man. We're going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. A double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua has created us to do. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa,
Shalom.
Wa, Wa.
Blah, blah, blah.